Ugh. I assume I miss with a 10.
A 10 is going to miss.
Yeah.
He barely hits, so he only does a dice of damage. So, and go ahead and reload, and then go ahead and roll for a second attack.
18.
18. All right, go ahead and roll damage. And it won't have sneak attack now.
Oh, well then what's even the point?
Actually, no, you still do. It recognized him. You didn't hit the first time.
No, I did not.
Yep.
There.
So he did 5 damage.
And I do 10.
10. And that is enough to finish off a small deer.
Yay! Maybe survival for cleaning it and so on and so forth. Jeez, why couldn't I roll like that when I was attacking it? 25.
25. All right. 25. You do an excellent job.
I'm just going to be like a awesome rolls when it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's going to be my thing.
Awesome job cleaning it up, and you guys get it back to camp, and you guys are going to have some deer stew for dinner tonight. So, and they are going to try to smoke some throughout the night for some jerky. So it will need to be eaten probably within the next day or two because it's not going to be a great smoked jerky. It just won't be quite long enough, but to last for a longer time. So you guys are having dinner. Is there anything you'd like to do tonight?
I'm going to still work on the snare.
I didn't have anything.
Okay.
I'm avoiding a nausea. That's literally like I'm thinking like high school girl clique
I didn't know Gasback was a mean girl.
Exactly. Yes. It's like everything's fine whenever anyone else is around, but as soon as she's around, just like
shut down.
Just the stank eye. Just
roll perception.
Oh, it's like 10. Nope, it's 11.
Okay, so you don't really notice it. You seem like you think something's off, but you're like, whatever.
I probably just ate more of that pie.
Yeah. Yep. All right, so
I can't believe she's ignoring you.
Who would like to take first watch?
Well, there's a lot of us now, isn't there?
Yep.
Okay. How many do we need per watch?
There will be 3 watches, yeah.
Or multiple people, or just one?
You and a guardian, and I'll let you pick a guardian of your choice.
I'll take first watch.
Okay, and your guardian of choice?
I'll take Donovan.
All right.
I'll take third watch with Gillian.
Okay.
I'll stay with Aaron if he's up for it.
Okay, and you get to sleep the night.
I'm gonna sleep.
So first watch is with
Donovan.
Yeah.
Donovan.
Yeah.
Okay. So so this temple you speak of, what you said north of here?
That is correct. If I be honest with you, I had a vision last night with my my friend Peace Through Vigilance. I don't know if you know much about the god Iomedae, but anyway, he told me that there was a forest north of Entswood that had an artifact that would help us defeat Ira. Ira, if you remember, was the last word out of the goblin that we killed that was chasing a cipher. So yeah, I think this will be really, really important to my personal journey as well as the success of our party here. And
Interesting. So you said north of here then?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, I don't know of anything north of here, but I mean, if it is one of the virtue temples, then it's old. So,
what are the virtue temples? Let me ask. Not familiar.
As Claude had inferred, the temples of virtue and temples of sin were created by the gods after the divide, and each of them hold an artifact. There's a good chance that the temples are situated in similar areas on both worlds, and that they counteract each other.
I see. That makes sense. Do you know how many temples there are? There's the same amount of
7 of each.
7 of each. That's right.
Is what's rumored, and that makes sense for the sin magic. There's 7.
That makes sense. Yes. Thank you very much, Jonathan. I think it'll be really helpful. And, what?
Did you say Jonathan?
Donovan. I said Donovan.
Definitely said
definitely
Jonathan.
What?
Yeah,
No.
you definitely said
We're gonna
Jonathan.
rewatch this.
I was gonna say 4 out of 5 questers believe.
We're gonna rewatch this.
So, chat, did he say Donovan or Jonathan?
It sounded like Donovan in my mouth.
It also sounded innocent last time we were talking.
Yeah, because I was.
Leave the chatting to me.
For the most part, I do.
All right, so let's see if anything happens. You go throughout your watch without any problems.
Cool.
Next up. Yep. So you and Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you'd like to talk to him about?
Yeah, I'd like to ask how he met Gillen originally. If I can. If he doesn't seem comfortable, I won't press it.
Chat heard Jonathan.
Alright.
It's just Gazmag wearing off on you. It happens to all of us.
Spending enough time with your buddy Gazbag.
I will say that we found each other in a similar circumstance, coming against some not so good people.
Sounds like how most of us met, eh?
But yeah, we tend to not share too much of Gillen's past without him approving. It helps him do the things that we need him to do.
Makes sense. And then I'd like to ask him what he thinks about the sins and all this.
I find it almost hard to believe. I mean, if I weren't seeing some of this from myself, I would just think that it's a crackpot in the desert. But I do believe that Donovan is well read. He has heard some of this, and Claude seems to be upfront and forthright. So maybe there's more to it. I guess time will really tell. It's concerning though, because it would mean that war is coming here. So I don't
You
know.
all dealt with animals and other things in the past. Yeah.
Creatures and misfits and some gang activity and stuff like that, but not war.
Are you gonna go? Do you think?
If it comes here, yes. I don't know if we will volunteer to fight at someone else's war. Or, I mean, if it's a war between worlds, then it could be anywhere, and we've devoted ourselves to protecting this community.
True. But will you go to the Prophet's Garden, you think?
I doubt it. There's nothing there for me. I mean, Claude has told me what they're already saying, so. Yeah. But if war comes here, we'll be one of the first ones to hit it in the face.
That sounds about right. Oh man. Don't hold your punches when they come.
And go ahead and roll perception.
12.
All right. And you make it throughout your watch without any other issues. All right. Josh?
Yes.
What would Cypher like to do during his watch? You like what I did there?
Yeah.
Yep. Saved it.
Not work on the snare. He's basically gonna kind of devote himself to doing the best watch he can, but not really. Basically, kind of making a circuit of the camp as basically as quiet and sneakily as possible, and trying to be as hyper aware of his surroundings as possible.
Okay. Go ahead and roll stealth.
Alrighty. 23.
Okay. And roll perception.
22.
Okay. So you make several laps around camp. You pause in moments of darkness and let your eyes continue to adjust. And you make sure that you're always looking out, not looking in, because anytime you get a glance at the fire, it destroys your night vision once again. But as you do that, you've made several laps, and during one of the pauses, you feel a tap on your shoulder. And you're like, oh. Maybe not so outwardly, but inwardly, you're like, there was someone there.
I like to think I play it off, but yeah, definitely not super thrilled about that. Like, hand on the rapier, definitely not okay with being snuck up on.
You're pretty decent at what you do.
Well, it's either be the best fighter or the best hider when it comes to time at night in the slave camp.
I'm sorry for your time there, but it has taught you well. Maybe at some point in time I'll take you with me on a mission. Show you a few things, and maybe you can help me out.
Isn't that what we're doing now?
Yes, but this mission's a little straightforward. Most of mine are a little more delicate, in needing of a softer touch.
Fair. Okay, I'll consider it.
Good. Keep it up. And then he kind of fades back into the darkness.
Leaving just the grin, like the Cheshire
like the Cheshire Cat.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's a great image.
All right, anything else you'd like to do for your watch?
Provide towards the tail end of it. Maybe start. Yeah, I guess once the sun comes up or that kind of thing. Basically, as soon as I realize, hey, there's people awake and paying attention, then I'll immediately start working on that snare again.
Okay. And that's what you end up doing. Nothing happens throughout the night. So, all right. So everyone pretty much saddles back up into their same cart, and you continue on the next day. Anything you'd like to do on this day of travel? Otherwise, we're going to kind of speed through the day and night.
Are we at any specific location on the road right now?
No, you're about midway through.
You were just going, yeah, okay.
And we will not keep the TV on for long. Because we found that with the TV on, it gets hot in here.
Oh, is that part of what does it?
Yeah. So, you've made it about midway. You're going to be, by the end of the day, you'll be coming around the corner. And this is where you had that fight.
Gotcha, okay.
So, and as far as you're aware, Josh and Aaron are most aware, but the X is somewhere in this area.
Yeah.
So you have another day to 3/4 of a day travel after that.
You spell Innswood like that?
Yep.
That's how I spelled it.
I only saw it on the map first, otherwise.
I'm just thinking ENTS.
Oh no, yeah, no, this is
big trees.
Yeah, that's fair, but no, this is Innswood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Also, chat, if you are curious about the map, I have uploaded a current map to roleplaygames.com, map of Estonia. So you can click onto there and chat, and you are able to take a look at what we just saw. Innswood and Pikes Point are almost middle of the map towards the bottom third. And you can see Goblin City almost in the middle. You just travel south there and you'll find Innswood. And we're going to be coming up to the little southward portion that leads to Pikes Point. So you travel throughout the day. You have a night's rest.
I do have something about to do.
Okay.
Like camp.
So you make it to camp.
Yeah.
You guys are going to camp basically where the cart caught on fire. You're going to travel about 100 yards off road and camp there for the night.
But if Gazmak is lighting the fire again, I just want to see if, without him seeing me, I can make something cool.
For him?
For his fire lighting, yeah.
Okay. So Gazmak, are you going to light the fire again?
Of course. It's like the one thing I'm qualified to do.
So, because you are so close to the road, there will only be one fire tonight anyway.
Works. Great.
I
wouldn't have seen the angry stares throughout the night, but, in the initial fire lighting, I could tell you a little.
So you can roll spellcraft. You will roll nature, but I also need you to roll thievery.
Oh, thievery. Oh.
Because that's a sleight of hand.
Does it matter which one first?
You choose.
Okay, I'm gonna do thievery first. Ooh, that was 14, and then the other one was what? Nature?
Yep.
Oh, 9.
Okay.
21.
21. Alright, so this time you're like, produce flame. Produce flame. And you just toss them both at the same time. And roll perception.
That's a 23.
So you notice that Anasha's in behind one of the carts going... because she doesn't fully understand how she can do druidcraft yet. She just thinks that, okay, so I have to point, I have to talk, I have to do some hand motions. This must be it. So she's over there. It does add a little extra pizzazz to the flames, but you notice that she was attempting to help you.
I'm not very satisfied with that either. It wasn't that cool.
It wasn't nearly to the expectations that you hoped. So you're like, maybe it's not this motion, but more spirit fingers out here.
I imagine the scene from Spider-Man when he's trying to figure out
Go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great scene.
So
I cast Mage Hand behind her and have it just like crawl up her back.
Wait, am I in the cot?
you're beside one of the.
Oh, I thought I was sitting in. I was like, I would fall straight out. Okay.
Like tap, like crawl up
like a spider type.
Yeah.
All right. Roll Arcana.
Ooh, okay. I'm not good at that one. Wow. You know, I'm just getting all the bad rolls out now. It's a 6.
A 6?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's nowhere close to what his DC would be for notice.
Uh-huh.
You just So what would you like to do? You feel what appears to be a spider of hand size crawling up your back.
So creepy. I would like brush it off. Can I see anything if I turn around, like brush it off?
No, you don't see
Nothing?
anything at all, but it is still there.
Okay. Ooh, I'm gonna run like straight to Co and be like, Co, look at me. Can you see a spider? Is there a spider there? Get it off.
Let me know when you
Please
stop.
get it off. No spider?
No spider.
No, my god. And I would just like run to the next person.
Hey, hit her shoulder with your sword.
I'm on to Claude already. Claude. Can you see anything? Oh my gosh.
There's nothing there, drenched with water.
Did it stop? Did it just keep going?
I stopped it.
Yeah, that stopped it.
Thank you.
I figured it would get the spider off.
Why don't you come sit by the nice warm fire and dry off?
I'm gonna cast a little bit of a side fire and unwrap my wet binding and go walk in here by the fire.
Wow, that was.
I'm satisfied.
The debt has been paid.
On that note, would there be anything in the surroundings that would have been clue us into the bandits' fight? Since you said it was that same area.
We're not there yet. Though,
No,
right?
you're 100 yards from where the bandits.
Oh,
Where
okay.
I don't know if they would have
The previous battle
dropped
site.
anything. You did that previously,
Yeah,
though, right? You
all the equipment and stuff that they dropped was picked up and distributed.
Okay.
And,
I couldn't
Like-
remember.
Helping like the guardians and like.
yep. So
Tell them.
yeah, you guys kind of walk through the battle and what had happened, and Gazmak shows his tree and.
It's a good treat.
Saved your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it does seem like somebody. There hasn't been any other fights in the area that you can tell. There also hasn't been any camps in the area. Basically, whenever someone sees a mostly burnt cart, they move on for a little bit. So, anything else you'd like to do? I wish we had somebody that could illustrate for us, because that would be a great little cartoon. Just so anyone watching that has some artistic abilities and would like to do that, we would love to share it on the channel.
Little webcomic.
Yeah. Webcomic, whatever you like. So yeah, so we're not going to worry about the fire came in handy.
Stay warm and dry.
So you guys make through the night, unless you want to role play with somebody for the evening. We are going to move through the night, no problems.
Yep.
All right. So at this point in time, it's a little slower going, but you guys are going to make your way through what's more like rolling hills. So as you continue east towards the water, and as you continue moving that way, Gillen halts everyone and says, okay, from here we need to travel on foot. It's probably another mile to the encampment.
What are they doing for horses?
They're going to tie them to the carts and basically block the carts to where they won't roll easily. So.
No.
So you are going to travel from there by foot. And let's go ahead and unroll our map.
Move my stuff here.
And it will travel all the way down that way.
Woo!
Yep.
Nice.
Are we good on the camera angle?
Yes, so right now, for all of you that are watching, currently you are seeing the beach area.
We're coming from this direction.
And you'll be coming from that area, yeah. So all of the wooden areas near Josh's hand there, or all of those.
Whoa, that's right.
Pointer. Nice.
Are basically propped up wooden spears. So all the spears are facing outward.
Oh, like barricades.
Yeah, so it's a small barricade. And they're spread throughout. You do see a guard tower. Ooh, this is harder to do. Right here. What appears to be a larger tent here, and then a couple smaller buildings or tents there. And 2 rowboats leading off to one ship instead of the 2 that Gillen reported earlier. And that ship is 150 feet out, not just the small bit that is there. I just was going to run out of room. So
Green line is that the
It's probably the
Beach?
beach edge, or like where it goes to sand. I'm assuming.
Yep, sand to water. Yep. So, from what you were able to see, roll perception, and we'll see what you see.
What were these down here again?
Tents and like huts almost.
I rolled a 12.
15.
17.
All right, so our 15 and 17, you do see that there are a few people milling about and working down there. You do see a couple people on the ship, but that's only like the 1 or 2 that you're able to see out there. There are some women and children on the ship as well. So,
do they appear to be any sort of duress that we can tell?
not from where you are now, and you're not able to hear anything that sounds like distress.
No, I mean it's well over 200 feet away. So.
Oh, and water does naturally carry. You're into a cove, so. But yeah, you don't hear anything that sounds like slaves being beaten or anything like that. But there are quite a few people that you're able to see overall, and you guys will have to start working on a strategy. And we do have some there, but I also have some other miniatures that will come out. So,
okay. Do we have any of the guardians needing to be?
The guardians are with you. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well, it appears that we have two objectives here. We have the ship and the shore. The question is can we take the shore without taking the ship, or do we need to take both at once?
Well,
before we get too far, do we see the guy who was it a guy who got away, or was it just the?
It was a goblin that got away.
Yeah. Do we see that particular goblin anywhere?
Not with what you rolled.
Gotcha.
Did we expect there to be women and children and everything?
no, that's a little different, isn't it? That kind of makes me think twice about burning down the tents. Just saying.
Good for you guys, man.
It's an easy way to deal with them.
To that point, we could cause a distraction, and you could set, like, we could end around this way, and you could set some of the barricades on fire, and then see if that draws everybody into a bottleneck, and then I could set a snare in there somewhere, or a trap, and try to do that, or
here's what I'm thinking. We kind of don't want these guys to get away, so the rowboats are actually pretty important. Because if they get in that, they can get in the ship and they can get away. And that ruins one. So it's one of those things where we need to kind of keep them away from the rowboats.
Well, I think Donovan suggested the possibility of trying to take the shore and the ship at the same
We
time.
do have Swimmer Boy here, who could get out there.
Yeah.
Plus Ratman, who can maybe he can turn into a bird of sorts.
Yeah. Do we don't have any idea of what all he's capable of regarding shapeshifting, do we?
Maybe just asking a general question of the group. All right. Other than Lizard Man here, is there anyone who's good in the water, getting out to the ship that we could do that if we wanted to split the party?
We have a means of getting out that way if we need to, yes.
Is our goal just to stop them from coming back and getting away, or are we trying to kill them all?
It's a valid question.
Do we want to capture them? Is that more important?
And Aaron speaks up. I think it's important that we find out why they're here. This is an established encampment. Why they're taking goods. But if they're going to remain here and they're killing people, that's also a problem.
Yeah, they had no problem ambushing us and attempting to kill us all.
So we're going to try to negotiate.
So if we could at least have, I mean, if we're going the killing route and we're taking them all out, which they have caused problems, I'm a little concerned about the women and children, but they are here, then we need to decide who we're going to capture as well. Because we do need information. There were 2 ships reported to be here. There's only 1 now.
It's not like we could just sink the ship and make them swim to shore or something like that. Ground them?
We don't know what sort of materials, useful or otherwise, are on the ship.
It's also 150 feet out.
That's true.
It's a really long ways away.
They're probably cannonballs.
I don't.
I'll buy my dice.
Yeah, what if I'm thinking that maybe I like your idea of a distraction, but I'm thinking maybe we set it on one side to get them all to rush over there, and then allow some people to slip past on the other side and get out to the ship if we need to get out to the ship.
There's pretty good cover, at least to the side, isn't
Yeah, you said this is a tower?
Yeah, that's the guard tower.
Guard tower, that's a 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea of doing a distraction. It's just seeing how they react.
None of the Guardians have any input that they were giving at this point.
Well,
Gillen speaks up. I can take at least 1 with me. I can transform into a shark, and someone can hold on to my fin, and we can get out to the ship. If someone else can swim with us, that will be beneficial. And
if you think I'm not too big, Gillen, I can swim very well. I could keep up with you.
Then that would be fair for us. So that would be at least 3 of us heading towards the ship. In theory, I could take 2 of the smaller folk.
I feel like fire on a ship, not a great idea. So, just saying.
I do see cannons, so there's probably gunpowder.
Oh, yeah. True.
So, fire on a ship, there's not much place for that fire to go other than the wood that it's on. And Donovan goes, I want my ink.
That's true. We are trying to kind of grab it. I forgot.
Maybe we'll hold off on the explosion on the ship, but
To bait them, like you were saying.
Okay. Hear me out, guys. What if you sneak me on board and we aim the cannons at the enemies on the shore, and we sneak attack them from their own boat.
Have you ever fired a cannon before? Have you ever seen a cannon before?
Have you, Gideon?
That's why we have the big people coming with us. I can light the fuse.
I imagine there'll be lanterns, but okay.
It's just
It's
a
not
thought.
a bad idea.
You don't, I can totally understand if you don't want me near explosives. I get that.
I mean, that's part of it, but again, they see you producing flame, you automatically become the highest priority target.
That's fair.
In an enclosed space,
That's
and again, operating something you're wildly unfamiliar with.
It doesn't have to be me. But the other thought is, if we don't shoot the cannons at them, they're going to use the cannons
That
on
is,
us.
tell you what, instead of using the cannons, I bet you could do a heck of a job sabotaging them.
Could I get the carry-on and the goblins from over there?
The what?
Those next
The
to
rats,
last
the
three.
birds.
Yeah,
Oh.
those. There you go.
That's a great point,
I definitely
Cypher. I
heard
feel
I was
like
like a carry-on. Is that what you do with your suitcase? A carry-on?
Yeah.
More like carrying.
yeah.
Yes.
So I have a feeling our best bet is to have a recon mission to sneak onto the boat and, like Cypher was saying, sabotage the cannon so they can't be used against us at
Or-
least.
At least the ones facing us.
Correct.
I'm assuming that
Yeah.
there's matching on the other
Correct.
side.
It takes
Cannons
time
are
to kind of ship it around,
probably
though.
worth some coin. So the fewer we sabotage,
Well, we could
the
sabotage
more we
them-
can sell
You
later.
don't even have to sabotage.
We don't have to
You just-
destroy them either.
You just have to make it so that they can't shoot at us.
Fair.
If you shoot them at the guard tower, destroy the guard tower, kill some of the enemies, then just don't let them get reloaded. That's all we need. Supposedly. We'll see.
Are cannons commonplace enough in this world where we would know what they are and how they
I
function?
definitely wouldn't.
You have no clue. You have
I
no
definitely
clue. You might have seen a cannon.
But I
travels,
probably wouldn't know how to fire one.
And you've seen a cannon because you've traveled on a ship before.
So we're about there, but,
Yep.
Yeah.
So diversion and ship heist is what we're looking at. Diversion, bait, and ship heist. Assuming
If we're doing separate teams, then someone needs to just at least maintain and take care of the cannons, whether that means using them or stopping the enemies from
How
shooting.
far can you throw your flame?
It's only 30 feet. Yeah.
You're gonna need to be inside.
Yeah.
oh man,
I was more seeing if you were on the ship. If
What
you
about
could
magic
provide
missile?
support back here.
That's only like 30 feet.
That's
as well.
30 feet as well.
Yeah. I think that it's best if I'm the one that causes. I think that if I set a fire
Yeah.
over here, that causes a distraction. The other team can then insert.
No, I like the distraction idea.
I
Yeah,
think
if we can have some people to stay with you to guard you.
So
Yeah.
to that point, let's switch it up. Cause the distraction over here, because it's already close to the tower. The hard part for you will be sneaking in, but that'll give everybody else a chance to get away from where there already aren't people.
But there's these tents though. We don't know if they're occupied or not.
Right, but this is the big tent
Yeah, I
and
guess
the
it's-
guard tower.
I guess that's true, yeah.
So to me, that makes
So no
sense.
matter
to enter
what,
on
yeah.
the other way.
I think that makes sense.
That works.
that sounds good.
And the thing is, if you can produce flame 30 feet away, you don't have to be right up on it. You can, in fact, it may even be a good idea and set up the barricades to hit the guard tower.
No, I think that would cause more of an alarm too, like if the tower's on fire.
All right. Well,
Do
I
it.
think we've got our plan. Now we need to figure out who's in what group.
Yeah.
So it'd be
No, I'm going with Gil, and he's taking me.
Gil,
We're gonna
Poe.
go in the water.
Who else wants to go with him then?
Probably Donovan if he wants his stuff back, but he is probably, well, they're not going to be as squishy as us, but
Well, that puts a warrior, a rogue, and a mage, a wizard. That's pretty diverse. So, and then the rest of us on the.
well, we've got, I would also send a Nasha.
I'm fairly good with stealth. All I can do is hit things. I don't know if that's helpful.
You'd be good for keeping the prisoners or
Well,
getting a prisoner.
The only reason I say that is that still leaves the two of us plus Sanja, Claude, and Aaron on this side. So I would be I'd be hesitant to send.
And Cammy.
Yeah, only 3 people over there. When to me that's because whoever ends up over there is in a box.
I would say then send Aaron as well because he's smaller. So because that was
that makes
stealth
sense.
mission.
Yeah.
So and then the rest of us can hang out there.
I like that.
Yeah, especially anybody who's got range, because there's more room to maneuver and get around and do all that kind of stuff over here. Whereas again, fighting on a ship is not the best place for a bow and arrow.
Yeah, and I feel like
or a wolf.
I feel like if things are going haywire too, I could always jump off and just breathe go under the ship.
You can,
like I can escape
plan,
if I need.
Yeah.
I'm not going to leave anyone hanging, but
any suggestions from chat? Any strategic insights, maybe?
You're not going to
don't ask us.
I was going to say you're not going to try to drown us again.
Oh, the tide.
There's no storm. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't drown.
There's no storm, but gosh, there's
Are
some
we
holes
missing
in that
anything?
boat.
Are those meteors?
If there was something, you tell me my little weather thing, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's true.
Please.
That's right.
There's gonna be tornadoes, y'all.
I feel good about this plan.
All right.
Okay, so who's going to the ship?
And
Aaron.
with Gillen. Am I
So
able to hold on
Gillen,
to you?
Co, Aaron,
I don't know how fast your swim speed is. I probably.
I thought
cut
Donovan
in half
was
at least,
going.
but-
Donovan, and then
5 of us. Can one of us hang on to Co? Is that too much burden to div 1 to Co and 2 to Gillen?
You go a little slower, but I mean, you're also
if you're going slower, you're also stealthier.
Yeah.
You're also going to have to come up for air where he does not need to.
I know. I'm trying to think of how to.
So we'll role play it.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh gosh.
All right.
Okay, so who else? Gillen, Co, Anasha, Aaron.
We don't have anything that can
And Donovan.
help us
Donovan.
breathe underwater, do we? Like, do we have tubes or straws or anything we can use to like breathe?
No.
That'd be really cool.
It's a valid point. You could do maybe a perception check to see if there are reeds around the area that you could fashion into some sort of snow.
I mean, I think that would be really cool.
A snorkel?
It'd be like,
Like
for some
Robin
reason,
Hood.
the Robin Hood. That's what
Yeah.
you're thinking
Mhm.
too. Yes.
Sitting there, just
I thought no one else was gonna like picture that.
No, totally.
Okay.
we're all here.
So,
So proud.
Donovan reaches into his bag and hands Anasha and Aaron a vial.
I was gonna say, or the sorcerer's shortcut.
A little easier.
So what you have there is a potion of water breathing.
That's what. That would have been my Arcana. Yeah, there we go. That's my guess.
Oh man. How long
Perfect.
does this last?
Long enough.
10 minutes.
Yeah, it's something like that. I'm not even looking. I didn't
When you
prepare
breathe
that,
air,
but yeah.
can you breathe water again within the time limit?
With
Yes.
potion of water breathing,
Okay.
it allows you to breathe both.
So feasibly, things go wrong, we can breathe.
Yep.
For a little bit.
Well, I mean, you can take it
Jump back in the
now and then get into the water. So
Okay.
Yeah, so you'll have 10 minutes of being able to breathe water. Like
That's
a
nice.
fish.
All right.
But you do have to make the mouth movements, so.
Blub.
Alright, so
In that case, yeah, you can just hold on to me.
they're
and
going
I'll
to the
just swim
ship.
'cause I have
That
light
means
feet.
the beach crew is
Yeah.
Sanja. Oh, you got both druids. Claude.
Well, neither one of them have displayed the ability to shapeshift, so
It's true.
and they're both ranged folk.
Brock. Wow, you guys are stacked on this side. Cammy.
I forgot that Brock was along with it.
I did. Yeah, I forgot about Brian too.
And then this is Cypher and Kazmak.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right.
Cammy.
Yeah, I've got Cammy as well.
Okay.
So, who's...
I'm sure she's glad to see the back of you.
Cammy's like, I'm safe.
so how are we wanting to do this?
So
How about I move?
yeah, we
so
can move these.
slightly.
Beach. Yeah. So stealth team is over there by the tents to give them some cover. Beach team then is going to be on this side.
Nah, I'm really glad I got my stealth.
Well, I figure, are we approaching from the same vector, or can we choose?
You can choose where you're going to come in. From,
Okay,
yeah.
so it only makes sense for us to be
we'll be
completely over here.
All right, so we need.
That being said, how can they go down far? Can they go farther down the beach to be able to come?
They could,
like from an edge.
That's
so
nice.
instead of having to do this,
I would take them up the side of this cove here. So there's
upside
more that they'd have to come down a hill and stuff, but yeah, they could come down a hill.
But
Oh,
it still makes sense that
Yeah.
they're gonna enter from over there.
Okay.
All right, so
there's those people.
They're basically, you guys
Yes,
are basically
I know.
living like right here.
Maybe next time I'll bring a side table and just put that there.
I have side tables in the next room.
I'll snag them.
Oh, actually, that would be really helpful.
So we have Ko and Anasha there.
Oh yeah.
We need this little dude's gonna be Aaron.
Little guy.
Who else do we need over there?
Gillen and Donovan.
Gillen and Donovan will be the alchemist. Yep.
And he's okay, yeah. They're both holding on.
So, and then we have our beach crew. So that'll be Sanja, Cammy, and you can leave that open now.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Claude,
Oh, hold on.
Sandra, Cammy. I need a dwarf, but we don't have a dwarf, so Thor's gonna work.
That was a little suction cup, too.
And that will be Brock. All right. Well, this will be interesting.
Yeah.
This is going to be a long fight, isn't it?
We're going to break it up into 2 fights. So
Fair enough.
there will be a beach fight and there will be a ship fight.
That makes sense.
And unless things have to run over into each other, they will not happen at the same time.
What?
You want this?